Testing the mic 1 2. Testing the mic 1 2. Mic check. Mic check. All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Level Fear Show. Today, I'm going to be talking about portrait number 9. As you can see behind me is a portrait of good old Donald Trump, and I'm going to take you through the steps as to how I did it. It's a time lapse of the entire process. Okay, and I'll show you a technique that I used to get the image to look real close to the subject. And I think you could apply this to a lot of portraits, basically to any portraits in any size you want by measuring. And when I say measure, I really mean measure. So if you take a look at the screen right now, 115. If you take a look at the screen right now, you'll see the image that I drew of Donald Trump. And what I do is, when I bring the image into Photoshop, I'll expose the ruler. And depending on the size that I choose to do on paper, I would input the size by readjusting the canvas of the image in Photoshop. So if I want to do the entire paper, which is 20, I think it's 21 by, I don't know, 18 or whatever, I have no idea. But let's just say I wanted to do the entire picture. Like, as you can see here, I didn't do it. I did a 20 by 20 in this image here. And I'll just change the dimensions of the canvas size in Photoshop and make it 20 by 20 inches. So that way, when I'm measuring his eye, maybe his nose, his lips, I could actually look at by referencing in Photoshop, take my pointer, and if I wanted to start at the corner of his left eye or his right eye, if looking at me, as you can see, the pointer will give me the exact measurement on the left and the top. So as you can see right here, you see how both sides are moving, both sliders, the slider on the top is moving, the slider on the left is moving. I put it at the corner of his eye. I'm at 6 inches from left to right and 6 3/4 inches from top to bottom, okay? So as you can see, 6 3/4 from top to bottom and 6 from left to right, okay? So with that being said, that actually gives me a really close, I would say, blueprint of the subject that I'm drawing. And it gets me real close to the subject. And some of you might say, that might take too long. Well, for me, it doesn't. I think for me, getting back into drawing with almost 21 plus years of being inactive, I find that this method is foolproof. And I'll say that because if you look at my first image is nowhere near what the 9th image is and the 8th images. You know what I mean? Like, there's no comparison. I went from, drawing, I would say, like an amateur to drawing photorealism in my 9th piece. So say what you want, the method works. It works for me. So let's go into let's go into Final Cut Pro. So as you can see, I got the ruler up and I'm measuring. And as you can see on the blue tape, I wrote down the measurements as well. So that way I don't always have to look at the computer. So I just looked at, I start from 1 all the way down to 20, going downward, 1 going all the way across through 20, or whatever the measurement is, and I just reference it. And it really does get the job done, man. As you can see, I'm drawing the nose right now, and I'm working my way up to the eye. And just the outline, is starting to look like him. I would not have been able to do this if I just freeball it. There would have been a lot of erasing. You're not going to see me erase not one time here. Okay. So of course, that outline probably took about, I would say, maybe an hour and a half or so. Probably. right? In an hour and a half. But if I'm telling you, had I did it myself, it would have been, forget it, it would have took me a lot longer. So I'm getting into the details of the eye right now, and as you can see, I got this hard light from outside just shining on, giving it some shadow. And you can see the daylight just closing in on me, right? It's pretty cool. Um, but yeah, this is the right eye, and just going right through it, trying to get all his wrinkles was exhausting. And I'll be honest, man. Like I could have went hard on this image, but I was trying my best to finish it today. Um, so that way I can post it today. And it was difficult because this specific image has so much detail in his skin. Like he's got poke marks, and his paws are just so pronounced, man. And I could have went crazy. As a matter of fact, it had me going crazy. I was like, do I want to get this detail? That's why, as you can see on the nose, like I started putting all the dots in there and stuff like that, and I was going to start highlighting it by erasing it, but it was just way too much work, and I was losing time. And I just said, you know what, I got to speed it up a little bit. I could always go back, and do it now that it's election day today, and then just take care of it. But I think I'm gonna leave it as is. I think it looks pretty cool. You'll see. So understanding how to work with charcoal is still a little bit foreign right now. Like I'm still getting the hang of it. I'm still getting the hang of not applying so much pressure, and trying to be light with my hands. That muscle memory is definitely coming back, but it's still a little bit of a chore, and it's not easy. It definitely takes practice, man. And shout out to those that got the patience to be able to sit here, and draw pour after pour after pour, man. I've seen videos where it takes guys 40, 50 hours, and the images just look unbelievable, right? Just amazing. Shout out to them. Um, as you can see here, I think this one right here just took me a good 6 hours, and you can just tell by the sun rising all the way to the top. I was exhausted. I was trying to get the details in his beard, his mustache, his eyes. It was just all so overwhelming. And I was just like, what in the world, man? This guy's got too much detail in his face? So I said, you know what? Let's apply the shading, and let's work on the suit. Let's work on the jacket, and let's really try to get this done. There's got to be a better way also when it comes to coloring like large spaces of just black. I saw a video yesterday where you can mix baby oil, and it really just comes out black, and you can just like wipe it all over, and it's just super super black. But I don't know if you're able to erase that. Like if you wanted to draw hairlines or whatever, or hair texture, and erase it, with the baby oil get in the way. So that's something that I'm going to try, just on a side, as a side, small little area on a piece of paper, to see if I can still do it. And this was me drawing his shirt. This was a mess also, because I didn't want to leave it white. I wanted to have some texture to it, the way shirts really do have it, and this took a while. Drawing the chin, like underneath the chin, what a mess. It was just so much detail. He had like a turkey waddle, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was just too much pigmentation, man. It had me stressed out, man. I have a little bit of OCD, so I was all over the place. It was driving me nuts. But I mean, I finally I got it done. As you can see, I erased it. I erased all the details, started over, and I was like, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna do the details, or we're not gonna do the detail? And I said, you know what? Fuck it. We're not gonna do the detail. We're just gonna leave it like this and call it a day. And that's what it looks like. All right. I'll show you a better photograph right now. And that's what it looks like, folks. So I'll show you a better photograph with my phone so that way you guys can see it and you can see it up close, personal. This is what it looked like. I actually darkened the background, darkened the suit a little bit. And yeah, this is it. This is some of the details. As you can see, I don't think I'm finished with it. I think I am going to continue working on it to bring out some of the highlights and stuff like that in his forehead and his cheeks and all that stuff. But I think for now, it's a good representation of what Donald Trump looks like right now. So yeah, guys, I hope you like it. See you on the next one.